Alright, this is a scrim we had yesterday. Yesterday being the 27th against Exilium OK. This first game we did really good. Second game I kinda had like a super bad headache and my comms deteriorated and I made some dumb mistakes and we kinda lost for that. So, anyways, this is the first game and we ended up winning this, and I believe we did very good. Except, there's always room for improvement, and I'm playing Pele, so I'm going to review my positioning and see about what I could have done better, because everyone can improve. So, start the game off with, we adjusted our strategy to ward red buff all the time. Because just having red buff information on when they get it, if duo lane gets it, or if mid lane gets it, and having that timer for the second time if we wanted to invade, it's very valuable. So we adjust our strategy from not warding at all, roaming S5, and warding red buff. And also, if we have a stronger comp than them, if we find them, we can fight them and get a pick. So. We'll forward it. We got the ward down on red.
I don't have time for your
Take a number.
Oh, hey.
Everyone wants
I know the amateur league fights here.
Alright, this right here, I'm not too thrilled about. He knocked her back off of my second tier 3. Just kind of slowed down my clear a little bit. Personally, Poseidon usually gets his 3 first. Should have dragged this more to Terra. There we go. Yeah, I'm dragging it to Terra so that she doesn't have to walk into the camp to go grab it and waste time. I actually didn't know Erling Shen was that low. I could have maybe have picked him. Obviously, he's coming straight to camp, but... Mid XP, in my opinion, is more valuable than mid camp XP at this point. I know when those mids come up. If he gets those mids right away, after I do speed buff, those mids will be up every time. So I'm not too worried about grabbing those right mids right yet. I can grab them on the second time around. So here I could have looked to invade. We could have looked to invade their back camps. So that's a missed opportunity.
Don't get cocky.
Got Aegis. It's fine. Yeah. I believe she didn't have Banish at this point, but she ended up having it. I should have known that back camps were down. If he would have went and got it on cooldown, those back camps would have been down. Like, pretty no-brainer. I could have grabbed Poseidon and we could have went and invaded red because Freya was pushed out and she just backed. We'll grab the speed. So we missed an opportunity to invade when we could have, considering our health bars are a lot higher. And there's no reason that they could have fought us. So I'm staying out way too long. What I do is I think I grab speed and I back. I should be grabbing boots too and then grabbing speed because I'm wasting time on speed buff. Because I should have a power spike. The ideal scenario is you should have your rank 2 boots power spike before you hit ultimate because your ultimate's going to hit a lot harder. So yeah, I hit level 5 off this red buff. So me staying out this long, I mean, then again, it's like a double-edged, like, kind of sword, right? I hit level 5 because I stayed out this long. I wouldn't have had ultimate, and I was able to gank level 5 against 2 level 3s. Easy kill on Cupid. Grab his ult. I catch him. Nothing you can do about it. Get a good pick. Purple buff's coming up. I was literally like 2 seconds away from getting purple. Like, I could have grabbed my dual lane. They're healthy. Like, we could have went and grabbed that. Like, Fenrir wasn't going to do anything to us. But then again, they had like a missed call. Like, I think they said that purple buff wasn't coming up for another 10 seconds when it was legit coming up in like 5. And we could have invaded. And Erling blinks out. He saves himself here. Poseidon had Kraken? No, no Kraken down. I still haven't backed yet. I'm rocking the T1 Malice. Definitely impressed by a Pele sustain when it comes to staying in the jungle and just being in the jungle for a long period of time. So me, let's see, we're gonna go for yeah, I skipped speed here because Terra needs help with blue. And at this point I'm calling to focus down Baron because he's a mage. And I just ult in general. I hit the Erlang, he just gets nuked from Terra's ultimate. I mean, they're both dead here. Erlang was the call, but the amount of bursts we did, like, and how Erlang was grouped, there was pretty much just like no, you know, he just died. There's no way for him to avoid it. And the way that he grouped like that made it to where Baron was just tankier. So he just naturally just survived.
Don't get cocky.
So we saw this play right here is like genius. Like Poseidon saw Erlang and he calls that out to me in chat. He says, in comms, he says, Erlang's here. And I said, okay, Erlang's here. That's fine. I was like, I'm going to bait Erlang. Like, that's why I leave the tower. I know he's there. Yeah, I know he's going to go check my back cam. So I know I got like 3 to 5 seconds before he checks it. And then he's back. So I'm like, okay, Erlang's here. I'm going to bait him out. I'm going to knock him up and you're going to crack at him. And I mean, when he's knocked up, you can't immune any damage. Like, you can't Aegis, you can't beads. And so the second I knock him up, Kraken's right on it. He dies instantly, and it's pretty simple. There he goes. He goes to go check backcams. Backcams are down. I know Erlang's there. I'm stepping up. Like, I know he's there. Knock up, Kraken. Gets dead. Yep. And I think I initiate on Freya here. No. So we got to pick on the jungler. And I go check the red buff. No, I go ward the red buff. Because Poseidon says red's going to be up 30 seconds after our red's up. So I back. I get power spike. And then I think from here, we do a red buff fight. Kraken's down at this point. RDO gets picked after Jingwei says she's backing, and she was going to go ward alone. So that's a small problem. Yeah, I wait for that for Jingwei to get it. So here, I make another great call. Honestly, this shouldn't have worked out for us, but it did. Freya had no ultimate because he used it off of that mid fight. I don't think has... No, Erlang has ultimate, and then you have... Fenrir has no ult because he used it in duo lane, and then you have two ults on the field, which is Cupid and Erlang's, right? Erlang's behind at this point. He's pretty much not really a factor, and the cripple is so strong that it kind of just like negates his whole kit burst on Poseidon, and Fenrir gets caught in the whirlpool, so he can't do anything. And then you have Cupid who has ultimate, but I immune the ult from Cupid by ulting him. Okay, so here's this fight right here. My team doesn't believe that they could fight this. They're just like, all right, we got to give this red up. Like, there's 4 of them there. We got to give this red up. These spawners are still going. That shouldn't be. That's not accurate, right? Poseidon doesn't have ulti at this point. So they don't believe that they can fight this. I say, you know what, screw it. Pele, we're going to fight this, and if it doesn't work out, we're going to talk about it later. So I see their health bars are kind of like, Fenrir no ultimate, Cupid has ultimate, and then Freya's kind of poked out, and Freya doesn't have a way to escape. I'm like, let's go, and we're going to fight, okay? We know they're coming that way. I blink. I have level 2 knockup. Knocked them up. Right into a whirlpool. And yeah, it's pretty much all you wrote from there. Freya tries to kill me, but I kite the wall, and I just let my team run her down.
Better than that.
She has no ulti, so yep. This gets duo lane super far ahead because Nuke just got a triple, and we just do Gold Fury from here. Instead of 4 of us doing Gold Fury, I knew that the red buff was on its way up. I could have potentially went and just did red buff real fast because I have a ward on it and no one was coming. We literally just killed 4 of them. Like, we did call that Baron was probably incoming, but I wasn't really too concerned about one Baron. And then they get red buff again. So it's another missed opportunity to grab red. We'll kind of 2x speed this. Or slow it down. I initiate on Freya. She's gonna ult out straight away. Yep. So I grab an ulti. I call out Freya. Ultimate's gonna be up in like about 10 minutes, 30 seconds. I tell duo lane I was incoming, but I saw that they got out, so instead I went for killing minions. No, Freya still has no ultimate. I'm gonna go help duo lane at this point. No. I know Erlang's rotating. I want to see if I can catch him. But instead I take it to Freya, and I kind of make a very bad decision right there, in my opinion. Like, I went for Freya instead of Erlang when I knew he was incoming. And Freya was at tower line, and I blinked and wasted my blink when there was no way I could have possibly killed her. Like, she didn't have ulti, but like, she had Aegis up, so I don't believe there's a way that I could have possibly killed her there. And I called for the engage, but Poseidon was way too far back to do anything about it regardless. Freya has ult. Erlang has ult. No, Erlang has no ult. I ult here. Knock up. I overstay. I should have got out. No, I did not overstay. I overstayed somewhere. I kept trying to fight when I really shouldn't have. I trust a lot in Pele's passive. At this point, we're only 2k up. 3k up now. When I believe, 8 kills up, we're Gold Fury up. Where a pyromancer up and we're only 3K. That's not good. 2K now. That's just not good farming. I think I'm farming pretty good. Honestly, I think I'm farming great. I think in the early game Poseidon needs to be splitting more back camps with me. You know, like jungle may kind of split everything in the early game, and there's a couple times where he literally just let me go split back camps while he sat in lane. Look to invade more. That should have helped with our early game gold lead. And then we also need to be looking to get towers more. Like if we look at the graphs, I'm pretty sure we're super far ahead in XP. And we should be looking to start pushing down towers and forcing them to be uncomfortable, forcing them to fight. Especially when we have Kraken, we have 3 knockups, Kraken, like we have super good team fight, but we're just not pushing the lead enough to be grabbing towers. I call it gank mid. I blink, I believe. Knock up Freya. No. Yeah, I stay way too hard here. No. Nope. That's still not the fight. I try and tank shots for Terra. Yeah, Terra dies. That was a bad engage from Terra, in my opinion. See, we just got good picks and stuff, and we're still not looking to get a pick and then look for their jungle. And I stay way, yeah, this is the fight right here. I stay way too hard. I think I trusted way too hard in Pele's passive, and obviously it wasn't enough. And there's no realistic way I could have killed them both because, not both, or at least kill one and get out alive. When Baron was up with full HP, full mana, and Baron is kind of dumb. So we still didn't grab anything. We didn't grab red buff. We didn't, we got picks. We didn't grab buffs. We're looking for objectives. We're always looking for the big objectives. We're just not looking for the small micromanaging. And taking their stuff. Because we're 1,300 up with 8 kills and 2 objectives. That's really bad.
Don't get cocky.
They're going gold. I tell them they're going to burn it fast. I avoid that minion so that they don't know I'm coming from behind them. And then I mess up big time here. I knock up. I should have, he dashed out, and I fucked up my ult there. Like that would have never happened. That whole, death would have never happened if I would have landed that ultimate, correctly. Because I would have been, that ult would have been, I would have been farther away from the entire enemy team. I wouldn't have got whooped by Freya. Cupid would have died, and he probably would not have ulted me. And that's, I guess, instant cast woes and learning instant cast. So yeah, and then I fuck up my ulti. I try to go around the corner, and then I just die here. Maybe I should have ran more towards the team in that scenario, but team cleans it up nice regardless. They get Gold Fury. I think they get more picks here. Yeah, that was a good wall. Good clap. That could have been Fire Giant, to be honest, right there. They stay way too long here. kill the Pyromancer. They're initiating. RDO dies. That's Fire Giant. See, it's 17 minutes into the game. We're 11 kills up, 2K up, and there's still all towers standing. They have a tower lead on us. So around 18 minutes into the game, when you're this far ahead, like I believe XP wise, like there should be like pretty much close to no towers standing. We've had a gold lead all game, but they ended up swinging a XP lead at one point, but we came back from it. So the problem being, we get Fire Giant, and we look to siege down towers, and they give us the T1s for free. But if these T1s would have been non-existent and not there, it could have been, they could have been giving us the T2s for free instead. We should have sieged mid right there. I call for like an ambush, but they kind of catch it out. If we would have caught them there, that could have been like our T2s. That was my idea. Is they were there, get the picks, and then try and get like more towers from there. So we have pretty much close to no ults at this point, and they only have 2 ults here actually, but they have Fenrir ult because no one was sure if Fenrir ulted. I'm pretty sure they called no Fenrir ult actually, and then Baron had ulti. So they had their frontline ultimates, which are like arguably the strongest in the game when it comes to frontliners and ults in general. So we decided just to back off.
You're shark bait.
I do say we did protect our lead pretty well this game when it came to just like sieging and stuff, trying not to throw.
Don't get cocky.
We're still not looking to fight when they're literally not there. We 5-man fought right there, that would have been a wipe. We're playing way too afraid. Because we saw Freya was incoming from behind us. I don't think we knew where Baron was, but like as they're coming in, like we should be looking to just like engage and get picks and then just back off if we have to. I told Poseidon not to waste Kraken here for a Pyromancer, and he does, so that was unfortunate. We lost our big team fighting, which lost our siege, like good sieging potential, team fight potential. I'm actually surprised I live there.
Give up this easy.
Killing spree. Define. Double kill.
So we somehow kill 4 of them there. I actually wasn't there and aware of what happened in this fight, so I'm gonna watch this real fast. After getting poked out, it was a good Fenrir ult on top of Freya damage. Nuke's like just positioning is just like as the almost like a jungler at this point.
Killing spree. Define. Double kill.
Yeah, Nuke's just doing a lot of damage. I'd say good positioning at the same time, kind of bad positioning because he was kind of all over the place. But you know it worked out, so. And like the farther along the game goes, to closer to 27 and 29 minutes, like the closer the enemy team gets to end game builds. So, us not pushing lead is a problem because eventually once you start, in 5 more minutes, everyone's kind of on the same footing, short of like Fire Giant buff and Red Pot buffs. So we always want to look to close out a game. If you're ahead, you always want to look out to close out the game before 27 to 29 minutes, due to the fact that of that reason I just listed. And they're still looking to defend T2s. We're like almost at this point 10k up. Yeah. So the call here was for me to siege mid and them to push left. Except they engaged on me. I should have played a little bit farther back, so that wouldn't have happened. Because I didn't give my team enough time to push that T2 left lane, or they did rather, but they were just more worried about me. So there's 4 here. They don't know that left's incoming. I get rooted. I should have beats maybe. Yeah. So I literally let them engage on me when I shouldn't have.
Gotta do better than that. Never safe. That hurt. Don't get cocky.
Still just wasting time. 10k up at this point, and I think we're still letting them defend T2s.
Never safe.
I blink in here. On top of Cupid. I believe I died there with beads. Yeah, I died with beads, and I died with ulti, so I literally just got deleted when I shouldn't have. So what I should have done here differently, I should have blinked in, knocked up, and then right away, whoops. Right away, instead of switching targets to Erlang Shin, I should have pretty much just like blinked, ult, like knocked up, and then ulted to the right. Because what would have happened is if I had fast reaction time there, like, you know, faster than what they were able to engage on, which I should have knocked up, they would have been knock up animation, ulting out, they would have been throwing abilities here instead of over here. So I would have avoided everything. I would have avoided Freya Whoop. I would have, because I would have been CC immune. I would have like avoided a lot. I would have avoided like Erlang Shell, and if I would have ulted to the right and avoided all that, like this could have been like a team wipe if I played that a little bit differently, and we could have won the game. Because look how low they are. They're so low, and I'm sitting here with ulti and bead still.
Immortal! I'll take good care of you. Ta-da!
Shouldn't be wasting old Whirlpool on wave still. Yeah. It's kind of disappointing I literally died like that. And the team has to back off again off of a T2 defense when we should be winning.
Timely catch up.
So blink in. No. Blink in. Okay. Knock up. Ult Freya. Ult Freya right now. Right now. That's what I should have done. Or just ult in general. Like Erlang would have died. And Pele's like passive might have been able to keep me up. Like that turtle knocked me up and I died from it, but like I said, that should have been a knock up. Instead of like switching target to whoever I was on, I should have just went straight on Freya, and I would have been in her face and my team would have sieged that. Like I cannot believe we didn't get this tower and won the game right here. There should have been a 27-minute game win.
Immortal!
And they look to defend again. No. Now they're going for tower Phoenix defense. See, look, we get all those Phoenixes, and you know, at one point we were like 12 kills up and 3K up. With all these like towers and stuff, like we're suddenly now looking at 15K lead. After, you know, after all these towers and stuff are down. So it's definitely like our lead, you know, we're farming okay. We need to find out farming opportunities, but we also need to be looking to get towers so that we can get these gold leads to close these games out before we get to the 30-minute mark and everyone's kind of like almost on equal footing. You know, we're like Finner's of course behind, full build, almost full build, a little bit behind full build. You know, they're getting there. They're literally getting there right now.
Don't get cocky.
Yeah, I'm trying to help the left lane. I'm trying to push Erlang mid. I'm not looking to really fight him for some reason. I'm looking to help left. I come back mid. I get zoned out by Erlang. I take like a stupid amount of poke, I believe, and I like can't really fight. Like I try and pad this way, and he just fights me. Yeah. Two of them coming over there allows us to get Phoenix, but I don't know. I should have like tried to figure out maybe blinking past him. After Freya Aegis, I should have got out. Straight up should have got out because I was once someone Aegises, they have 2 seconds to say I need help, and people turn around and then they just kill me. So. Alright, cool. I grabbed Freya Aegis. Like that's fine. And I decided to come in like with like no HP. I should have got poked out like that to begin with to be killed. I blink in to help Poseidon. You know, we knock up Freya. She beat, and at this point it's like, look around me. You know, you got Cupid, you got Freya who's able to blow me up or whoop me after. You know, I have no beads. She's gonna whoop me potentially after she gets her Aegis down. Like, I was just overall in a bad spot, and I shouldn't have been fighting that when I was that low. You know, it's just me trusting too much on Pele's passive. And that should have been another game-ending fight right there. So what I could have done differently is not get poked out like that. Try and find a better pathing opportunity around Erlang Shin. Don't get knocked up. Don't get poked out like that. Be full health when I initiate and actually try and do something instead of just like be a meat shield. Yeah, I think this is the fight we just going in. I'm like calling like if Erlang Shen shows up, we knock him up, and we cracking him like pretty much.
Your Titan is under attack. Time we catch up. Killing spree. Shut down.
I want to look at that fight again. What I could have done differently, really. I don't really recap on that. just silenced me there? I think Erlang's and Kyle, like, and Chile silenced me from knocking him up. So the call was to get a pick. I believe we were unaware of where the rest of the enemy team was. Yeah. That could have went a lot worse. I could have died legit. That could have like went a lot worse. I guess what could have gone better is don't get silenced. Maybe look to not engage on the Fenrir and Erlang Shen, and look to just waste my blink and kit on the Freya instead. So I'm looking to engage too much on the kind of like on the frontline jungler, and not enough on the Freya. Like Freya and Cupid are kind of like afterthoughts. Like after everyone else dies, like that's when I put them in my mind.
Double
I
kill.
don't give up this easy.
Shut down. Your shark bait.
And then the call, of course, is the end of the game. So. Take homes from that. Don't miss ulti. Focus a little bit more on the Freyas and Freya and Cupid that game. Look to get actives and then get out after they pop actives, especially if it's an Aegis. Target prioritizing, especially in that right lane fight. Don't be afraid to siege. Should have had Almighty initiate first, grab aggro, and then I follow up behind him instead of me. I think the call was me initiate and then Terra to follow up behind me. He should have grabbed all those abilities, and I shouldn't have even have taken that much heat off of that fight. So that should have been switched. Don't trust so much in Pele passive. Trust more in your in the God's ability in your positioning, kind of in my positioning. Don't pick fights that I know I shouldn't be picking. Yeah. That's what should have done differently that game. I think that's it. Bye-bye.